count really suggests he is in fact going for the Bisu build. I expect to see Dark Templar not too long. Also getting that Cybernetics core Dragoon range, so he could shift this actually into more try to catch those lurkers in mid position. The Hydralist, seeing the Hydralist, and there are some, and this is the other key. He needs some Overlords headed out to that expansion. He needs to make sure an Overlord gets out there. I don't see any Hydralists out the field. Maybe he can use some Scourge to try to take that. He is going to be able to kill some units on that front door, getting at least one Zealot for free. But those Corsairs, if they can take out those Overlords as they're heading to that bottom left-hand corner when the Dark Templar come out, there won't be any detection. That also might give Bisu an indication that there is in fact an expansion at that bottom left-hand corner, because you see Overlords pushing down there. You think, okay, he needs it there for detection. And there's some Dark Templar out in the field. Scourge pushing up, trying to hunt those Corsairs down. Doesn't look like they're quite going to get there. And yeah, it looks like the cannon's going to be able to take care of that Scourge otherwise. And already 3 Corsairs out, and Bisu, and actually 4 Corsairs out. So Bisu very comfortable against the anti-air attack, but is very frightening. Actually, when I think about it, that Cybernetics core probably not Dragoon range, probably Weapons 1, ignore me. So probably Weapons 1, the standard thing to do in combination with the Bisu build to take out the Overlords. That was a silly comment of me. So yeah, probably Weapons 1 upgrading there. Ignore what I said earlier. The Scourge trying to scout, getting taken out by the cannons. Another cannon going up over that secondary to kind of weed that out. And now an Evolution Chamber up as well, maybe to get some Spore Colonies on that front door to help deal with those Dark Templar. And Bisu is in a Bisu-like build here. It's obviously his core name, but it's going to allow him to multitask a lot. 815 is gone very troop light up to this stage, has gone very economy heavy, and I haven't seen anything but really a good amount of Zerglings out in the field. There are some Corsairs underneath, and and I'm waiting to see those Hydralisks to be produced. And maybe if he goes into Lurker can, yeah, he is building some Lurkers on that secondary, which can hurt, honestly. He has a Spore Colony to support, but with that Weapons 1 and that many Corsairs out in the field, looks like that Spore Colony not up yet at that secondary. The Corsairs can very, very quickly take down those Overlords, can hurt your economy altogether, which Bisu is doing a fantastic job of right now. Spore Colony is up, and looks like some Lurkers, some drones in position. Oh man, Dark Templar not going to be able to probably get a lot of hits off on that Lurker. It looks like they are going to be able to get 2 hits, but those drones are completely exposed, and still 1-hit kills, no Carapace 1. So 4 drones already getting taken out. So Bisu winning little battles here and there, and that's really going to pay off. Now getting that robotics facility up to get the observers up to deal with those Lurkers. But yeah, I worry about 815 at this stage, because he's had a pretty, his economy's been somewhat harassed. It looks like he's getting another hatchery down, but doesn't have a lot of troops on the ground to speak of. And particularly, he doesn't have any anti-air troops, and those Corsairs, it looks like they have hit that 6 Corsair mass, and that is where Scourge are going to be less useful up in the air. And it looks like some being built right there. It looks like able to take 1 out, but not able to get the other. See, and that's what I'm talking about. 5 in combination, be so good. Got a little bit lucky even to get 1 there. Now it looks like 7 Corsairs out on the ground, more to come. Yeah, I think Bisu's in a fantastic position. I think that you really, I feel like 815 really needs to think about switching it up and making sure he gets a lot more Hydralisks on the ground. Some Zealots with Weapons 1 coming out in the field right now, and look, I think that's just to secure that 3 o'clock. He's sending out a probe as well. But 815 not really taking this opportunity, not building a lot of troops. Some Dark Templar around the edge. Looks like some additional Sutton colonies and things going up. A Scourge force going in, but again, I feel like just a bit of Corsair micro, and that'll be taken care of. And at the very least, Bisu can just flee basically back to his cannon line. He doesn't really have to worry about it. Looks like he is kind of pushing around. 2 High Templar coming up. The High Templar can span over that third, do this right here. Beautiful storm catching every single drone. And more larvae, instead of going to troops, going to go back into drones now, and that's got to frustrate 815. 815 playing a little bit passively, I have to say. And now some storm drops on the way with some Dark Templar in the mix. And we'll see if there's any latent detection in the back edge here to help really deal against this. Queen's Nest and a Tech to Hive. Interestingly enough, some Scourge trying to patrol, but the Dark Templar already down. That Overlord very vulnerable. 2 drones at the very least are going to get killed. They might be able to clean that up. Otherwise, Scourge running in might be able to get the shuttle. Able to take out a lot of Corsair though, but still 5 up in the air. The Dark Templar did make it in the mix. There's no Overlord there to detect. Overlord's trying to get there, and beautiful Psy Storm by Bisu. And this is what I was talking about: multitasking. Bisu's so good at this sort of stuff right here. Just forcing his opponent to be everywhere all at once, and he is really he's in an economically superior position right now, and Haran not able to get his macro mojo on. And just now, again, very troop light, very troop light. Bisu, I feel like he could produce a shuttle, take the 6th, take the 12th with that shuttle at this stage, and I don't think Haran would ever be able to retake them, especially with those Corsairs out in the air. Observatory up to push out in the field, so I feel, and it looks like he's going to swing back around to do another drop. And those Scourge, again, I just don't feel like they're very effective, because see if any of those Scourge hit. I think one of them might have hit, and that's just gas that would be better spent otherwise. And it looks like another Storm drop in position. It looks like that dropship did get separated a little bit, but both Storms going off, and it looks like an Archon in the mix as well. More drones killed. Bisu doing a fantastic job of hurting 815's economy, and this is exactly what you want to do. Keep hurting the Zerg's economy while you build your own troop count, and right now I don't think 815 has anything to keep this back. So many gateways down on the ground, 815 is probably just going to get rolled, and I don't even think he can defend that bottom left-hand base, let alone his main at this stage. All sorts of Dragoons being produced. Bisu could just rush in not too long and really devastate this economy. I don't see any hive tech. Maybe it was to get some cracklings, but I'm not seeing any ultralisks or anything else out in the field. But yeah, not a lot of Dragoons, just 2 lurkers out in the field. And yeah, there's all the Zealots. Bisu rushing in, Psystorms, taking out those lurkers before they were even able to get anything done. Careful with that Observer, though. The Observer able to sneak right back out. There's not any lurkers there to support anyway. This is going to be GG. Bisu has an overwhelming attack force on the front. 815 being handily taken care of, trying to block the ramp, but didn't quite get it. So the lurkers not able to block that ramp. I think he lost that Observer, so he's still going to be able to hold on here. He's not in too horrible position if those lurkers do spawn. No, and another Observer coming up to support, so Bisu still actually able to go on a roll here. Still able to kind of press this force forward, and it's just, I think it's just too many. Let's see if these Corsairs come to the mix to take out all of those Overlords, and he has in fact breached that ramp. Lurkers trying to burrow, doesn't look like they are going to burrow, and Psystorm to greet them. Ouch, being taken out very quickly. Without that armor 1, just melting to Bisu's attack force. So Bisu taking this very handily and off to a great start. All sorts of sunken colonies going down over the mineral only. It's not going to help, just because more attack forces to come, and Psystorm over the probe line. And that's actually, it looks like it was just fake by Bisu to try to pull those drones off to just disrupt Haran's economy even more. Haran trying to get his expansions settled in that bottom left-hand corner, but honestly I think he's going to have to GG here. Just too many attack forces from Bisu, and there's GG right there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Bisu taking game 1 handily. 815. You'd think he wasn't this indomitable big macro Zerg, the way Bisu was just kind of slapping him around there. Moving on to game 2. Once again, thanks for listening.